Hey everyone, it's Amy, the Skin and Lash Lady, licensed esthetician, permanent makeup artist, and today I'm going to demonstrate with my Mini by Clarabelle Microcurrent of how to work the mouth area to help reduce some of your lip lines and also to prevent them. Remember, prevention is very key. I have so many clients that say to me, Amy, I never smoked, I never sipped through a straw, and I have these lines. Sometimes we don't realize that we make movements with our mouth that are called dynamic movements, like squinting for our eyes or the 11s. And we may not realize that we can be maybe pursing our lips or have some sort of habit of movement in our mouth area that, after 30, 40 years, or even 50 years, all of a sudden that causes a wrinkle. The other thing that many of us experience as we get older is that we get gum and tooth recession. Our teeth move, our gums recede. That's why many times people will say my lips are gone, and that's because the gum has receded. So the actual lip is turned under because all of that bone and gum that we had isn't there anymore, pushing out that upper lip and that lower lip. I sleep with a mouth guard, and I think that could possibly be a reason of why I don't have as many or not deep wrinkles. I do have light lines. I have a couple of broken capillaries that are much more noticeable because it's pushing out that lip, and that creates some release of tension as well as some friction to help stimulate the area. So there's a lot of things that are involved of why it happens for those of you that say, I never smoked and I never sipped through a straw. Everybody has an area that is their area, and that could just be your area. But let's address it. So tension. If you are somebody that has tension in the area, you are pursing your lips, you know that you feel the tension, we're gonna do massage. And the easiest way is what I call duck lips, which is we put our lips together and we're basically like massaging them. Now, I don't have any slipper oil on my face because I'm going to be doing microcurrent, so I don't want to go through the process of having to wash my face again. But this isn't a hard movement. We're just going. You're not going to stretch anything out. It just helps to create some microcirculation as well as to release any fascia. Another movement is simply like ironing the area. And I do this many times on clients and tell them to do this, where we're anchoring right here in the philtrum, and just with our finger, we're just lightly moving across the area. And that little stretch helps to release the fascia as well as to increase circulation. And whatever we do on the top, we need to do it on the bottom. And it's not a lot of movement. It's maybe 4 or 5 movements to help release that area. And of course, if you have an anma, this is the perfect tool to just go, and I'm just using the weight of the tool. I can actually do my upper and lower mouth at the same time, but I'll just use my upper. And also this is creating circulation. It's also releasing the fascia, and I'll do it also on the bottom. And this is my favorite all-around tool, and I'll link it below. And it also feels really good. But now let's work the microcurrent. It's also important to do these little massages before you do your microcurrent. Now, in your Clarabelle brochure, there is no direct movement for the mouth area. So this is a movement that I use with my professional machine, but you can also do it with the Mini. And also, you can do this movement if you have very deep lines. You can do this every night. Like, you can help it by doing a little bit extra. But remember, you still have to work your entire face when you're doing microcurrent because all of this area is still connected into all the things here. But if this is your area that's troublesome, then say to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna do 5 minutes of my microcurrent every single night to help it along. So there's 2 other things I like to do with this. I'm going to use my Victoria Diane, let's see if I get it in the camera, my Peptitone. This particular one is a neuropeptide. I only need 1 drop because I'm only doing my lip area. And Peptitone works on dynamic wrinkles because it helps to release tension, and it also has peptides in it that help to boost collagen. Very important. The other one that I'm using is Pepti Pad. This is the pro size bottle. Pepti Pad is It's kind of like filler, but it's not kind of like filler. I use it on clients that have also one drop, have deep wrinkles, but it really works the best in conjunction with microcurrent. It's one of those that I've seen better results used with microcurrent than when it's on its own. So I have those two on. I'm going to use my conductive gel. You need to have a conductive gel. So I'm gonna plug in my unit. So as you know, the Mini has a USB, and I plug it into one of these rechargeable little charging units, I guess. So this way, it can always just sit in my lap. It's really easy. So I'm just gonna put on my gel. I'll do this side because the camera's looking this way. Now, the unit, I turn it upside down, and the reason being is that it has a curve, and I always wanna work up. So this is a reminder for me to always move the unit up. So I put the unit, we'll wait for it to beep, right here in my philtrum in the center. I go right along, just the weight of the unit, across my upper lip, and I turn and I push up. So it's like this. Now I just tweezed a hair this morning, and when I go over that follicle, it kind of sparks. So if you just waxed your upper lip or you did some hair removal, you will feel a little tingly because the hair follicle got excited today. Now, we're gonna do this 6 times because we normally do it 3 times around the whole face, but this we need a little bit more. So we're gonna do it 3. Now, if you find that you're stretching too much or you're pulling this side over, you can hold on this side and just glide over. And it's a slow movement. Remember, slower movements are always better with microcurrent, and then I turn up. Now I'm gonna do the bottom area. Put on my conductive gel. If your gel dries, just use some water to reactivate it. We don't wanna keep adding gel on top of gel, so it's better to just reactivate your gel. I'm gonna go right in the center here, and I go right across, and I'm also going up because I wanna make sure that I'm lifting up the side of my mouth, and I'm doing that again. Now you see an indent on the side of my face from the probes. I'm really not pressing too hard. I'm not really digging in, but I am putting a little bit of pressure to hold that area up. Right in here, there are these little muscles called depressors, and they get tight as well. And this is why I tell people to hold the unit upside down. If I did the unit this way and I wasn't paying attention, I'm gonna go like this, right? And I'm gonna go like this. And I don't wanna move down. So I turn the unit upside down to remind myself to always go up. In fact, there are many times I see clients that sometimes are always leaning the unit on a downward slope. I tell them to turn the unit upside down so that way the natural curve, it's just natural for us to always go up with it and not go down. And that's basically it. You would do 6 on the top on one side, 6 on the other, 6 and 6. And if this is your problem area, you can work on it a little more often. Please remember a few things about microcurrent if you're not getting a result. Make sure you're very well hydrated before and after your microcurrent. So if you just did your hot yoga or you're running, don't do your microcurrent immediately after. Wait for the body to calm down and wait until you're all rehydrated. Another thing, if you're not sure that the product that you're using has oil in it, don't use it because any little bit of oil will stop the microcurrent electrical current from going into the skin. It has to be something water-based. So read your labels. If you're ever in doubt, it's better just to use your conductive gel. The Victorian peptides are specifically formulated to work with microcurrent. So there are some products on the market that can be used with microcurrent and some of them can't. So read your labels. Once again, if you're ever in doubt, just don't use it. I will link everything below from the Anma to the microcurrent, the Victorian peptides, and the microcurrent unit. Please let me know if you have any other questions. And remember, before you start your protocol, take a before picture, keep it as a selfie in your phone. You can zoom in, and then 3 or 4 weeks later, after doing these movements, go back and check, because a lot of times we cannot see the improvements with the naked eye. We see ourselves in the mirror every single day, and so the eye, we don't see the changes. And I have clients, when they send me their photos, I look look and I can show them and I do a side-by-side comparison and then they see it. It takes time. You have to be patient. Please remember the microcurrent is not like a facelift. You may not achieve perfectly smooth skin in that area depending on your age and how deep that wrinkle is, but you will get an improvement. Microcurrent overall is healthy for the skin and my clients are always happy with their results. Once again, any questions, just let me know. Thumbs up if you like this video and follow for more. Thanks for watching.